time to talk about the new rig. For those of you just joining for the first time, we do sim racing around here. And today we're going to talk about the new build that I'm doing on the new sim rig. Those of you that aren't new to the channel, you guys already know we don't do anything little, we go big. But we do start out small. Basically, the goal is that we start out with a fairly cheap rig, something affordable, and build it up to be something amazing. Now, if you remember my last rig, or better yet, if you don't remember my last rig, here's a few clips of it. What you saw in the video is a rig metal sim racing rig, a Conquer seat, which I ripped off of another rig. And then I bought a Thrustmaster TSXW wheel set, upgraded to the TLCM pedals, got the shifter and an Amazon handbrake, threw a butt kicker on it, built a roll cage, put a roof on it. And that was kind of as far as I got with that one before I realized that I was kind of at the peak of Thrustmaster at the time. Now, mind you, I've been away for a little bit. Technology's advanced a little bit. Things have become more affordable, more accessible. Direct drive is now the common thing. So, of course, we had to upgrade to a direct drive wheel. New rig is still a rig metal cockpit. By far, in my opinion, if you're in the United States, rig metal offers a very awesome rig for a very good price. Quick shipping. Overall, I was really happy with my last one, so I went with them again this time, and I will be buying a triple monitor stand from them as well. Now, one thing I will discuss is building the rig metal rig. You get some instructions, but you don't quite get all the details of it, and I'm not going to go into every little detail of it. I'll kind of show you guys this montage that you're seeing right now that shows the process and kind of the evolution of the rig as it's being put together. But because rig metal is ever evolving and it's a newer company, they don't provide instructions because sometimes they like to change things up on it and they want to give you a little bit of creative freedom. So you kind of have to make some decisions on your own. But that's okay, because once you start to figure it out and it all comes together, it comes together very, very well. Let's start by taking a minute to talk about what I'm going to put on the rig. First off, we have these behemoth 32-inch, 165 hertz, 1 millisecond AOC monitors that I got for $219 a piece on Amazon. Now, I'll admit, obviously not the top of the line, best quality top monitor you can buy, but like I said, we like to start out on a budget. And honestly, with that kind of refresh rate and everything, I felt that I couldn't beat 219 bucks, so I bought 3 of them. And we're gonna mount those up to the rig. Now, of course, monitors aren't the biggest factor in the overall sim racing experience. I mean, of course, you want a good refresh rate. You want them to be colorful. You want them to be fast. There's a lot of things you want out of a monitor, but going with the cheaper monitor won't make or break the overall experience. But what will is what hardware you decide to attach to the sim rig itself. Fanatec CSL DD. Now, I know a lot of mixed feelings around Fanatec. Some people love Fanatec, some people hate Fanatec, and I get it. But ultimately, coming out of my Thrustmaster experience, what I wanted was a lot more versatility in what was available to me. I wanted an ecosystem I could upgrade a little bit more and change out over the years and get bigger and better. And yeah, I could have done that with SimCube, but then I couldn't have started in the lower price bracket. And of course, there's other players in the game now. But once you start adding everything in, Fanatec was just the best bang for the buck to get into the ecosystem. And that's one of the things I really like to focus on for those of you that are just starting out in sim racing. So I thought we'd give this thing a little run for its money. Of course, almost equally as important as what base you're attaching, what kind of wheel you're using. This is not the end-all be-all wheel. This is the most budget wheel you can get from Fanatec. And honestly, it feels kind of nice for being their CSL, like their cheap wheel at 119 bucks with the order. It's all right. I don't hate it. Now, unfortunately, the pedals, I can't show you the box for it because the box is otherwise spoken for at the moment and I don't have it right now. It's holding up my computer. But they are the CSL DD pedals, and I did get the load cell pedal as well. Because two things I learned from sim racing when it comes to efficiency and consistency in lap times is you want a good monitor and you really want that load cell pedal for that consistent braking. Of course, I had to have a seat for the racer. You guys will see that next week, but it's just an Amazon like $200 seat. It is fairly comfortable. I'm not unhappy with it. I like that it's not leather. It's a little more cushiony, a little more breathable mesh. I'm not sticking to the seat quite as much. So it is an improvement over the last seat. Installed a lot better, and overall I think I like it a little bit better. All right, so without getting too technical, you guys kind of have a little bit of information about what's going to be put on the rig. Just to go a little bit deeper with that, my ultimate goal, I want to run the 32-inch monitors. I don't really want to go bigger just because I don't think it's practical for a normal everyday application. If you guys have seen Boosted Media, I absolutely love their rig. I think it's fantastic from a viewer perspective. Oh my goodness, it's awesome. I kind of want to try to create something of my own though, where all of it meshes together, and I want a little less of the virtual side of it. I want more realism, and I want it to be a little more technical in the build, and I want it to be a little more fabricated. I want something exciting and a little bit different than maybe what you guys have seen before. When you guys get into the cockpit with me when I'm filming a video, I want you guys to feel like you're in the car. And yeah, I know we could do VR and all that stuff, but first off, for some reason VR gives me crazy motion sickness and I'm not going VR. Second off, I like making YouTube videos. It's something I'm passionate about. And the last thing I want is for you guys to have to watch me racing in a headset. And the other part of that is I really like being able to see parts inside of the car in my own hands. And I just want that feeling of being inside of a race car without having to put some clunky goggles on. So with all that being said, let me give you guys a little bit of an idea of where I plan on going in the next couple weeks, what you can expect to see in the videos. First off, next week, I'll show you guys the rig. By then I should have the triple monitor mount, hopefully, fingers crossed. If not, then you know, we'll still check out the rig. I'll give you the walkthrough. The following week after that, I'll give you guys my first impressions of the Fanatec system. Now, one thing I will tell you, I did not get the boost kit for the DD. I'm going to. I did not initially. I wanted to play with it a little bit, and if I had it, I'd plug it in too quick. So the boost kit will be ordered at a later time, and one of the things I really want to do is, first of all, compare how it feels compared to the Thrustmaster. I want to compare how it feels with the boost kit, so I'll have a whole video on that later as well. Overall, though, I'm just looking forward to being able to show you guys the rig and the following week review what I've already got, because I've already got a little bit of a feeling for it, but I'm still trying to get my feet back, get the pedal, you know, get back into it. I'm a little bit rustier than I was when I quit, so in time I'm hoping I can give you guys some initial reviews, but obviously I'm going to need to drag that out a little bit longer before I do an official review on these on this setup. All right, and last thing, guys, I haven't really planned out these last couple of videos. I knew I was making a comeback. I knew I wanted to give you guys just a little bit about what I was doing with the rig, but I didn't want to give away too much, and I didn't want to like really script the first couple. I wanted an opportunity to kind of vent out some of the things I was thinking, some of what I had planned. So I know they're a little bit wordy, and I apologize for that, but I feel like it gives you guys a little more insight into what's going on. So if you guys are interested in actually seeing the rig, jumping in, taking it for a drive, looking at how I put it together, all that stuff, make sure you guys check out the video next week. If you want to hear the initial reviews and everything, if you're thinking CSL DD might be your first sim racing setup, then make sure you check out the week after that, or check them both out. I mean, hell, you can always skim through, right? Anyways, I'll see you guys next week.